Hi, this is Jeff Antown with Star Herald. I'm here today with Eric Smelko of the Pioneers. Hi Eric, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you originally from?
So I'm from San Diego, California. Just a small town, San Diego, California, and I'm lucky to be here today. Thank you for having me.
And tell me a little bit about how you ended up finding out about the Pioneers.
So in the fall, my one of my assistant coaches at St. Mary's said, "Hey, would you like to go to Western Nebraska?" And I was like, "Absolutely, let's do it." And from everybody else, I've heard nothing but great things about the organization. So it was a perfect fit right from the start.
Before you came out here, had you known anybody that had played here before?
So I knew former teammates of mine that played in the Expedition League, and so they were coming to Gehring, and they were like, "Hey, you're gonna love it there. The fans are amazing. So you're gonna be in a great place."
Yeah, have you ever been outside of like a big city, California before?
No, never. This is my first time in a rural, countryside, and driving throughout the country was a blast. And I love this city. This is a great city.
Yeah, was it kind of what you expected it to be, or were you kind of surprised by?
A little bit of both. Coming from a bigger city. I was like, all right, so there's going to be some decent-sized buildings, and I come and everything is just flat, and we have the monument here, but everything else, it's kind of what I expected out of it.
Yeah, what do you like best about the area?
Oh, I love the tight-knit community. The community around here is phenomenal. It's like whenever you go to a game and all the fans are there cheering you on, and then they all come on after, and it's like you're a part of their family, and that's the best part about Gehring, in my opinion.
And when you came here too, when you first, I guess that first game too, were you kind of surprised by that fan support that you guys had?
Oh yeah, my teammates were like, "Hey, you're gonna have a lot of fans there," and I go, "Oh yeah, all right." And the next thing you know, I come up and play in the first game, and the stands were packed, and I was like, "Oh, these guys are really know what they were talking about."
Yeah, obviously you guys have a lot of kids kind of stand behind the dugout too. Do you find a lot of them already know your name? And
honestly, no, not many of them do. It's pretty funny. I like to stay low key, kind of on the low throughout the entire game, and after the game, they all like going to the superstars like JT and Cade, and I'll just stay on the low.
Yeah. You've been kind of on a tear lately too. Has it been easy to adjust to the competition out here?
Oh, it's a different style of baseball here in the Midwest, and I'm starting to find that out. Playing on the West Coast, it's the pitchers are able to hit their spots a little bit more, but here in the Midwest, they throw a little bit harder, so they start missing a little bit more middle, and I've just been happy to find a couple barrels and a couple holes and hope for the best.
And have you found, not found, but I guess, how do you think like playing the summer ball will help you going forward, like your development wise? Where because you're a sophomore in college, you got a couple more years. Is that going to help you develop?
Oh, absolutely. It helps have great coaches like Antonio and Trent and Jackson kind of all support you, and it's like the philosophy around the program is if you don't have a good game, it's all right. We're going to throw you back in there to go out and get some more reps and be able to accomplish what you want out of it. So it's helpful having the three coaches that we have, and I'm lucky to be a part of the team. Yeah,
and then you're a sophomore at St. Mary's. Because of COVID, do you get that extra year? Or?
Yes, sir. I think every single athlete, because of COVID, got the year as long as they were in college. So, it's backing up the programs a little bit, but I'm happy that every person could get their year back that they deserve.
So, do you think that's something that's also going to kind of help you going forward too, having to make, I guess, when the time comes, you could have that extra year if you want to?
Yeah, it's, during COVID, I think a lot of people went back home and, they had a choice to either go out and work, or they could sit on the couch and watch some TV. And, I was happy enough that, my dad and I made the most of our time together and the most of COVID. So we improved a lot, and we're hoping to, can kind of continue that on throughout the years.
Yeah, were you able to get out and practice a little bit, during that time?
Yeah, so both of my parents are high school teachers, so they have access to the fields at their high school. So we would kind of sneak out when we weren't supposed to, and we would go out and we'd hit and throw like that, and be able to use the facilities to get better.
Yeah, and have you found the atmosphere different too? I mean, out there I know everything's kind of on lockdown still. Then you come out here, were you kind of prepared for that, or?
No, honestly, no. So, I still remember it the first day here. I had my mask on and everything around my neck, and walk into a store, and I expect other people to have masks on, and nobody was wearing it. I was like, this is pretty cool. I was able to recognize people and see their smiles, and which is the best part of seeing people. So, I'm happy to be out here and kind of living the life that we are right now.
Yeah, and we've got quite a few players that have been here a couple years, played over a couple summers. Can you kind of envision yourself doing the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. Antonio and I have kind of looked at each other and we're like, hey, you know what? Let's run it again next year and see what happens. And so I would love to come back as long as Chuck wants me back, and Myra, especially Myra, wants me back. I would love to be back.
Yeah. Do you find having a coach, close to your age like Antonio, does that kind of help out, having somebody who's kind of been through the same thing recently?
Yeah, he definitely knows, the lifestyle of what a player is like, and I think he's been on so many teams in his life that he knows what the best coaches do and what the worst coaches do, and he's kind of implemented that into his coaching style, and he sticks up for us, which is exactly what a player wants, and he tells it to you straight, and so I think he is one of the best coaches, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in his future, because I think he could have a really good shot at being a good Division I coach.
Yeah. Is he pretty good too about telling you, hey, you need to work on this or that?
Yeah. So when I think it was a couple games ago when we were kind of scuffling in the field a little bit, and he was like, hey, all the infielders come on early and let's go get some ground balls and work on some stuff, and he was all for it. He was hands on. He was like, hey, this is what we got to do. This is how we're going to do it. And from then on, we've been fielding pretty good. So, I think he has helped us tremendously in that aspect.
Yeah, he was here too that first year when they won the league title. Do you feel like you guys are kind of headed in the right direction for the postseason?
From what he said, that we have all of the similar characteristics as to what he had on his team, and I think he's a big part of that. He knows how to win, and he loves winning, so he's brought this culture, and we have a great group of guys here to kind of follow him and take his lead, and we happen to be playing pretty well, and so hopefully we can keep this rolling and win the championship like he did.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
This is Jeff with the Star Herald. I was here today with Eric Smelko of the Pioneers.